Every once in a while, I see the question of how to be a good player float around online, be it in forums or social media. With this question, you'll get a variety of answers, from paying attention, taking notes, planning ahead, working together, avoiding taking the spotlight, and so on and so forth. But a lot of that advice can be summed up in being a fan of your fellow players, which you probably have also heard said in some capacity. I have a really good example of this in action. This comes from the first campaign I was in well over a decade ago at this point. We were in a Zelda-themed Pathfinder 1st Edition campaign. We were just a few sessions in, and having defeated the initial threat, we were invited to Hyrule Castle to see Queen Zelda. Yeah, she was no longer a princess in this game. Either way, we got a plot dump worth of information and effectively where we needed to go next. However, my character, Darren, a Hylian fighter and member of the Guard, though recently graduated from the academy, I asked basically if I had access to more areas in the castle compared to my other party members due to my status. Now, some could see this as a potential main character moment. I am trying to highlight my backstory and the importance of my character. But my table didn't see it that way. They saw this for what it was, me attempting to use my backstory and what I worked out with the DM, to see if I could be potentially useful in more ways than one to the party to gather information when the time came. I was declined, naturally and understandably, because I was still a fresh graduate, so fairly low ranking. However, in the process of asking that question, the player playing our Kokiri Druid pointed at me and said, "I like that question. I'm a big fan of that question." As a new player, that meant the world to me. That informed me that I was role-playing well and doing something that could potentially help the party as a whole, which that is what it means to be a fan of others at the table. It means that when fellow players do something awesome, you cheer with them. When they have a good idea, you let them know in some capacity, be it in character, out of character, or even after the game. It means that you are willing to work with others and be a part of the team, to look past your own character and to see what others have to bring. Because when you do, you get moments like the one I described. Moments that all these years later, I still remember because it left that much of an impact on me, and is without a question one of the reasons why I still actively play in this hobby. So if you want to know how to be a good player, it's rather simple. Be a fan of others at the table. And that'll do it for this video, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your tips for being a good player down below, and with that, I'll catch you all next time.